Good morning, everybody. This is the morning of day 5, Sunday the 14th, and I'm feeling pretty good. No sores, no blisters, nothing like that. We've only been like 23 miles, and I know that's a slow pace in 5 days, but I feel like I'm going to pick it up here and probably next week. Should be in Pennsylvania in a day or two. But I had a question about my sleeping bag that I use, so I figured I'd talk about that real quick. If you haven't seen the gear video before, I got the hike and bike hammock bag. Last night I set my hammock up without the tarp because there was no rain in the forecast. It's less you have to put up, less you have to take down. And you can see it's kind of breezy. It's been like that most of the night, and I slept nice and toasty. But the question was if you could get the diagonal lay. You can lay diagonally, but not as diagonally as you could without the sleeping bag around the hammock. But yeah, you're not fully laying like a banana. I got the biggest bag that the hike and bike makes, so that gives me the room to kind of, if you had the smaller bag, then that would probably restrict how much of a diagonal lay you could get. But yeah, so far it's 5 nights. I've used it a couple times before this trip, but 5 nights in, and I'm still happy with it. So we'll see after 1,000 miles though. That'll be like the true test. It was going on almost 7:30 or 8:30, and I've already had breakfast, so I'm gonna get everything packed up and hopefully on the trail by 9. So I'm getting up and getting out earlier every day, so that's good. We'll got some cliff views and stuff coming up today, so be sure to record those. So almost to Annapolis Rock. The woods are just full of these ferns. There's a guy working on the trail this morning, and he suggested not to stop at Annapolis Rock, to go on to, he said, Black Rock. There is a bunch of people out today. This is the first few minutes I haven't seen anybody. It's 10:45. I probably talked to the trail guy for a half an hour. So I passed Annapolis Rocks a little bit ago with some day hikers coming out. I asked them how busy it was there, and they said there was probably about 60 people down there. So decided to follow the advice of the trail maintainer guy and go on to Black Rock. There's a group of people ahead of me, but I have not seen but one group going south, so it should be a less crowded view. He said it was pretty much the same view as the Annapolis Rocks. And here's the Pogo campsite. Looks like they have a privy. Looks like a pretty good little camp spot. We're gonna stop up here at the water source and get some water. The AT keeps going that way. So here's the spring that was 300 yards down the Thurston Trail. Right there, coming right out the side of the mountain. And I have to walk back up to the top. But you know, I would prefer walking back up a trail like that than all those logs. I understand the logs, totally get it. But man, so I'm gonna fill up on some water and think I'll have lunch right here. So I've gotten out of the range of day hikers the last few, well, at least the casual day hikers. Well, it's been a minute since I've seen anybody. And if the guide's right, the trail's gonna stay like this pretty much till the shelter. I don't know if this is the pre-taste of what the Pennsylvania's would be like, or if Pennsylvania's worse than that. They call it Roxylvania. And we're only like 2 shelters away from being in Pennsylvania. You can't see it, there's a squirrel in the trail. He scurried off too fast. Just on a big rock pile. So that's what, coming from that direction. Almost easier to walk across these rocks without trekking poles. They tend to get hung up. There's a free view that wasn't in the book. Just look at all these boulders. We're at the top of the mountain. So this mountain at one time was probably a lot taller. It just went. Well, we're going to do some more rock skipping. Since it brought us down off the boulders, there's just big massive piles of boulders all to the right of us. It would have been cool if it had kept going, but for whatever reason that I'm unaware of, that might not have been a good idea. So. You know, the other day I was thinking I needed to get a mitten clip so I could hold one of the doors open on my tarp. And walking down the trail, just laying in the trail, is a mitten clip. You know what they say, the trail will provide. I think I mentioned this morning that I was having some pain in my right hip. I stopped a little while ago and adjusted the harness on my pack. The Ospreys have those where they're velcroed on the back panel there. So I adjusted it down one notch because I noticed I could feel where the shoulder straps weren't like sitting off just my shoulders a little, they were like bundled up above my shoulders. So far, and I still got a little bit of pain in it, but it's not that almost wincing pain. So hopefully that'll correct that problem. So we made it to the shelter. I don't know what's down that way. There was a family coming up. They said it went back to the road. There's a bear pole over there. If you go back that way, some tent pads. I don't know if there's a privy here or not, but I'm gonna go back up there somewhere and pick a camp spot.